What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy Wesley from A Connection TV here on YouTube, the one place in the world where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And I'm here to talk to y'all about my favorite new reality show. Okay, Love Island. If I had to rate my top three, it would be Love Island, it would be The Challenge, and then it would be Big Brother. So yeah, let's talk about it. I think we had like the best reunion ever on any reality show that I've watched, because I don't watch them all. I'm not into the love and hip hop. I really got over that a long time ago. Got over Real Housewives of Atlanta. Atlanta was the only version that I really watched. Didn't care about the rest of those. I haven't seen Traitors. I know people are telling me to watch it. I don't know if Amazing Race does reunions or not, but basically from the stuff that I've seen, Love Island reunion season 6 was the best reunion ever. Why? Because it wasn't in multiple parts, okay? And there were a lot of questions answered, and it was so good, and the drama was so thick, okay? And I was really curious about what was going to happen with Kendall and Nicole after seeing that video online with Kendall with his butthole open. And I just wanted to know if that was even going to be discussed. I wanted to know, like, and the fact that it was, and the fact that the conversation just felt so real and just like, these are real people. They're going through real things. And this was a great reunion. Let's get into it, starting with my notes. All right. Kordell got the Cheez-Its deal. Shout out to Kordell. I'm happy for him. Him and Serena look amazing together. I love Serena with the real hair. I love women when they do real hair. It's just so freaking fantastic. I would love to see what's under Janae's wigs. But women that do real hair is just so, I just love it. And I love this personality with Serena. I know I gave her hell for the way she treated Kordell, and just her attitude was just so piss poor all the way up until the end. Like the last 5 episodes, she came out of her shell. And, you know, she was nice and, you know, loving and all of that, which was great to see. And it's great carrying over into the real world. They got an apartment together. He got the Cheez-Its deal, their boyfriend and girlfriend, because Kordell asked her to be his girlfriend. And shout out to Kordell. Somebody was hating on Kordell's fashions, but literally he got that look off the runway. So shout out to Kordell. Shout out to Serena for making it work. And just, I love Serena's personality when she oozes out love and positivity. It's kinetic. It's great to watch. So I'm happy for them. Kenny and Janae look amazing. I follow Janae and Kenny on social media. Kenny is a beautiful man, and you know, y'all already know how I feel about my Janae. She's gorgeous. I love her. I love Janae. I want to know what's under them wigs, but I love her. I love her so much. She's just so boss ass and just so emotionally mature. I like Janae. I really, really do. I like her a lot. Yes. Her and Kenny are together. Yay. They're still together. I didn't know what it was given, to be honest. Even all the way up to the end, I didn't know what it was going to give. But it's nice to know that they're still together. It's nice to know that Kenny asked Janae to be his girlfriend. It's nice to know that she said yes. It's nice to know that they're making it do what it do, that they're making it work. Janae met Mom's Dukes, and it seems positive. And I'm liking that for them. And I like their posts and stuff on social media. It's real cute. I'm happy for, Kordell, and I'm happy for Serena, and I'm happy for Janae, and I'm happy for Kenny. Shout out to the both of them. When Ariana asked Janae and Kenny the question, you know, Janae comes out and says, "I'm pregnant." And Kenny's like, "What?" And I just thought that his reaction was very, very interesting. Clearly, they've been boinking. They had to have been boinking. They had to. The boyfriend and girlfriend, now they boinking. And so, you know, I don't know. I thought that was pretty cute. Then Corey comes out of nowhere. And I think if Hakeem and Nigel would have did what Corey would have did, we would have been able to hear from them. But they were literally on the show and we did not hear nothing from them. The whole entire show. Not unless they had a segment and it was edited out. But we heard nothing about Nigel and Hakeem. And we wouldn't have heard nothing from Coy if Coy didn't jump out there and say, hey, I just wanted to say I apologize to, Janae and Kenny for saying that, their relationship wasn't anything. And, that Janae was hopping from dude to dude to dude to dude. Coy was pressed. Coy was pressed. But shout out to Coy because he has Sukiyana's, music video, and I'm sure he probably got other deals. So shout out to Coy. Shout out to Hakeem. Hakeem's a millionaire. I'm shocked that they didn't mention this or say anything about this. Hakeem is living a fancy life. So shout out to Hakeem. I follow Nigel and both Hakeem on Instagram. Nigel's living a good life too. So a lot of these people live good life. Are living good lives. So shout out to these young bucks, and they're all in their 20s, and they're living good lives. Shout out to them. And Janae and Kenny accept, Coy's apology, but shout out to Coy because that's the only thing he said. That's the only thing he said. I mean, he was here and then he was gone. Yeah. Miguel and Leah are still together. What? I know, right? OMG. Like, what? Yeah. Leah was another one that I just didn't particularly care for in the house because of the way that she came across in the edited version of the episode. And I'm going to say the edited version of the episode because we saw the full fire pit scene. Oh, this reunion was so good. And, Leah was not a horrible person in the discussions of sending Andrea home. But anyway, we're going to get to that. But Leah and Miguel are still together, and I'm happy for them. I am. I'm genuinely happy for them. If it's working, I want it to continue to work. Miguel is fine as hell, and Leah is a very strong personality. But hey, it's working, so I'm happy that it's working. Leah went from 12,000 followers on Instagram to over 3 million followers on Instagram. And, she's happy about it, right? I don't know what kind of deals or whatever she's getting from that or whatever. But you can tell that her newfound social media fame has definitely been accepted from her, right? Because she's sitting pretty and she's sitting in that air, that 3 million follower air. Not saying that she's being like cocky or pig-headed or whatever, because she's not. But you can tell that something's different, right? Ariana tries to be a little shady and she says, is anyone said the I love you words yet? And everybody's mute, baby. And Miguel is like, hey, we still got time. We still got time. It's been, we getting there. And like, just to break the ice, right? Because Ariana was doing her hosting duties. And then we get to Nicole and Kendall because they're at how they are doing and they are silent. And Nicole says he can answer that. And then Kendall says, we are communicating. And Nicole says, no, we are not. We are not communicating. So don't sit here and lie. And Ariana asks the question because, Nicole was saying that you lied to me. And it's not okay. And Ariana asks, what was the lie? And in my mind, I'm like, girl, you saw the video. We all saw the video, girl. What do you mean, Ariana? I love you, Ariana. Stop being shady, girl. But no, do your job, girl. Do your job, girl. And I have to say, this was one of the realest moments I've seen in just reunion history. In my mind, like, I've watched a lot of reunions and a lot of these reunions fall flat, but this was juicy. It was good. It was real. And you saw the emotion with Nicole and you saw the emotion with Kendall. And I felt bad for both of them, right? And I really felt bad for Kendall though, because that was revenge porn at its finest, right? And you're newly coming off this popular show, so many eyes on you, and then not only are so many eyes on you from the show, but now so many eyes are on you because you were bent over, booty butthole naked. and you allegedly so this is where I'm kind of like lost, and maybe y'all can fill me in on the gaps because I wanted to say that I heard it correctly, but I don't know if I did. But the lie was that or one of the lies was that he was talking to his ex right before the show, and that video was for his ex. But so says Nicole on the show, on the reunion, that that video was not from the ex. That video was from a girl off of a dating app. So he was getting butt naked, nasty with a girl off a dating app and not the ex. That's how I heard it. I could be wrong. But either way, the discussion regarding Kendall and Nicole, where they sit now, was so juicy and so hot and sad at the same time because Kendall stuttering, trying to get the words out, being completely embarrassed, having everyone know about this video. I felt bad for him. I've been in similar situations where someone recorded me doing something, and I never thought in a million years, one, that I was being recorded, and two, that it would be used against me to paint a negative narrative. But I felt for him in the moment, right? And Nicole was trying to voice her side of things because she was hurt the fact that Kendall lied. And there was a lot of lost interrelation situations between them because she felt that he was going on a public social media campaign, not really defending her and not really stating that they were still together and admitting to his lie and his wrongdoing, but just, promoting the show or promoting him as a person, I guess, or whatever the case may be. She felt left out. She felt shunned. And at the same time, she felt like she had to be quiet and silent about the whole thing, and keeping his best interest at heart. But she felt that he left her to the wayside. This conversation was really, really good because there are a lot of people on both of their sides, but really on Kendall's side because he was the one most embarrassed because his booty hole was shown to the world. And you wouldn't have thought in a million years that that would have been the case, but it was the case. If Nicole had a twat all out exposed or whatever the case may be, maybe she would be able to see what that was like and how that was. Yes, she was connected to the man that did this and he lied and she knew nothing about it, but she can walk away from that situation. He's going to have to live this down for a very long time. And like he said, he had to deal with his mother. He had to deal with his dad, trying to explain to them what was going on. And then coming out of that bubble and then just being attacked with this onslaught of like messages and what's going on and all of that. I can get why Kendall subsequently just shut down in that moment, right? Seeing people like Leah stick up for him and Rob stick up for him and Liv kind of like, rub his shoulder a little bit. And even Janae. Janae stood up for Kendall as well. And that was great to see. Kordell said some things on Kendall's behalf. Serena gave natural Serena, and she's laughing at the moment. And Ariana's like, why are you laughing, Serena? And she basically, in Serena fashion, was like, I don't know, because if somebody lied to me, then that would be it. And I wouldn't be dealing with them anymore. And, I know Kendall loves her and I know she loves him or whatever. But, lying is just like a no for me. So like, if that was me, like, quote unquote old Serena, if you will, would have just been done with it or whatever. But then I'm like, girl, not too much, Serena, stay back in this bubble that I like you in, because, and she admits this, she does. She finally admits, Kordell lied and I took him back, and she was like, I believe in second chances, obviously, which was shade to Kordell, but I don't know. I just thought this was a real ass moment, and it was great to see it on my screen. We get to hear from Rob, and love Rob. Rob seems like a great guy. Yeah, shout out to shout out to Rob. at 25. All of these people are in their 20s, and they're really, really mature for their age. But Rob says he has some regrets and he doesn't have some regrets because he learned a lot from the experience. And he wished he would have just handled things a bit differently. The reunion is the first time that Andrea and Rob saw each other, and that was interesting. Um, yeah, very much interesting. It's like I saw this clip that showed that she was on like another show, like an Hispanic love show. I don't know how real that is, or maybe that was like super edited or whatever the case may be. They obviously did not mention that, but Andrea and the Rob situation was really, really interesting because the girls were really not here for Andrea. Andrea starts to give her account of how she felt or whatever, saying that, it was hard for her. There were moments where, she cried and she was a bit emotional or whatever the case may be. And then on the side, you see Leah being Leah and she's smiling. And I'm like, girl, why is she smiling? This woman is talking about her feelings and stuff like that. Why is all of us like, why is Leah being Leah? Like, what is this all about or whatever? And then it gets to the point where Leah says that she can't take it anymore. And she's like, she has to be real and candid. And she said that it was hypocritical of Andrea to call Leah emotional, but then just here and now say that she was emotional going through the things that she was going through. She said it was a bit hypocritical. And apparently, Andrea was in the podcast market or circuit, downplaying these ladies, specifically Leah, and going in on her. But it was interesting because Janae took her paperwork out and was like, no, we need to talk to you because you called her two-faced and she is not two-faced, and I need you to this and that and the third, and let's go to page 4, and this is what you said, and this is not cool, and da-da-da-da, and this and that and the third. I was like, okay, Janae, you better stick up for Leah. Okay, this is cute or whatever. But in this moment, we're not really able to hear Andrea speak because the girls are not really giving two F's about what she has to say because she's been doing the podcast circuit and been talking enough. So they is done with her. And, so much so that Andrea actually ends up apologizing and, taking accountability. But it gets to the point where Ariana is like, so how do we fix this? Because Leah's going off. Everyone's going off or whatever. And Janae is like, you know what? The only way to fix this, Ariana, and we can move on from this, is Andrea, keep Leah's name out your mouth. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, Janae. Janae felt in some sort of way. And Andrea had nothing to say. She was mute. To find out that Andrea was kind of like a mean girl and was talking about people was interesting, to say the least, because we didn't see that played out in the edited versions of the episodes. And so, yeah, we get to the bombshells and we get to Casa Amor. Not so much really do we get to speak to everyone, but Nicole says it was nerve-wracking going in as a bombshell. Connor says he was terrified going in as a bombshell. Cassie says her and Rob are friends. That's it. Catherine says in the real world, she would have never went at another woman's dude. But in Casa, like that was her job being on the show. So she had no choice. That's what she had to do. That's what she was being brought on to do. And so she was just playing the game. And I thought it was interesting getting, people's perspective from playing the game and doing what the show is called for us to do. And there not being any backlash about it. I don't know if that's how it played out in the other seasons where bombshells were just able to come through, still your man, and everyone was kumbaya and still in love with each other. I think the way that they handled it relatively on this particular season was good enough. But for like all of the Casa girls just to feel like they should have been welcomed with open arms is crazy to me because the concept, yes, is built into the show, but there's a way that you go about handling yourself. Like Gabriella didn't handle herself correctly. Dea, was real spicy with Kordell. So it's just, I don't know, it's a lot for someone to take in when you're a Serena or a Janae or a Kayla, and then these girls just come in and wreck shop. Like, I don't know. To expect everyone to be so kumbaya and like understanding right off rip is... I don't know. You can't, I would say you can't really expect that. But Dea eloquently and maturely as she did in the show and is doing here on the reunion. Um, Basically says that they all went through the same experience, so she feels like the love should be the respect should be reciprocated on all fronts, from the Bombshells to the OGs to the people brought back to the Casa people, because they all are involved in this experience in Love Island season 6. So everyone should be respectful of everyone, and no one should be allowing their fan bases on social media to wreck shop on anybody else on the show, because they all have gone through this experience and they all know that none of these people were famous before this. And so coming after this, having to deal with all the backlash and stuff on social media has been a lot. And she kind of gets emotional with this because I'm pretty sure she dealt with a lot or whatever. And then Serena speaks up, and her and Serena have good vibe with each other. Serena hasn't been doing interviews. Dea hasn't been doing interviews, and they respect and appreciate each other for not doing that. And Serena, being mature, says, I love you, babe, and it's all good and we're cool. I like that aspect of things, but at the same time, like, we're dealing with the public, and it is what it is. Y'all are on a show. Y'all have gotten, some notoriety being on this show, and y'all are gonna have trolls come after y'all. And it's unfortunate that the social media world is like this. Here it is with me, like, nowhere near as popular as they are, but I've always had to deal with some sort of troll or some sort of negative, whatever the case may be, with the backlash of social media. The difference between me and doing my reviews, though, is that I don't go to Serena's page and drop hate messages or hate texts. I don't go to their Twitter and drop hate messages or hate texts. And I did not do that during the show. And once the show was over, I left it alone. I don't care about these people like really that much. I mean, I do follow Hakeem because he's fine and he's a millionaire. I do follow Nigel because he's fine. I don't know if I follow Kordell. I don't know if I do. But I do follow Kenny and I do follow Janae because I'm really interested in their like love story, and I hope that it lasts long. I don't think I follow Kendall, Nicole, Liv, or any of the other people. I follow Miguel because he's fine as hell. But I don't go on their pages like, y'all suck, or why did you do this to Ardrea, or Kenny, you don't really love Janae, or Janae, switch your wigs out. I don't do that. I come on my channel, I give my perspective, and I walk away from it. I don't go ahead and go onto their pages and put my video link to my review under their pages or anything like crazy like that. I don't do that. But I'm also mature and I'm a little bit older. And unfortunately, a lot of these individuals like to troll and like to be negative, or like to give their opinion, or like stand culture. Like, oh, Leah, we love Leah, and if you're against Leah, you're against us, the Leah army. Like, whatever. I thought Dea having that moment with Serena was cool, and I thought Catherine being able to speak her mind in that moment was dope as well. We finally get to Aaron and Kayla, and when they were booted out, we already know what the public thought of them. When they were booted out, I did not think that they would last. I felt like when Kayla would watch the season back, she would not end up with, Aaron. But then to come to find out, like, not only did Aaron not fully tell Kayla the truth about what happened with him and Daniela, but he waited to the reunion to air out more details about what happened with him and Daniela. And I feel like it was like a last ditch effort to like really like be done with it. I feel like that for me. Again, I could be wrong. I don't know these people. They don't know me. But at the end of the day, like, if you really, 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 really love this girl, then all of that would have came out after the fact. I get the reasoning that he used, but I don't know. I feel like you were already in up Shit's Creek throughout the whole season dealing with her. Like, well, no. Then again, her coming out and being told that would have probably been, I don't know. It's a lot. I don't know. It's a lot. But Kayla and Aaron aren't an item. And I'm not 100% shocked. Aaron's slight defense was that, or counter to Kayla was that, Kayla was saying, I supported him and da 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 da. And then he comes out and says, no, you didn't. My granddad died and you didn't call me and you didn't text me or whatever. Then Kayla is like, yes, I did. Don't lie on me. It is what it is. Then we get to the fire pit scene. And wow, y'all. Wow. So first of all, this fire pit scene was a long segment. Okay. They were in conversation about who to kick out for a long time. So much so that one of the producers actually came out on set. Now, let me tell y'all, the production of the show is so crazy because not once did we ever see a cameraman, a producer on the side, anything at all. But the fact that they were there and we never saw them is so freaking genius. This woman came out and was like, look, y'all speaking too loud. Look, y'all, I need y'all to hurry up. Y'all got 30 seconds. Look, y'all, go with your gut. Look, y'all, I need y'all. And I was like, oh my God, there's actually a producer out here. Wow. Well, I would love to just be a fly on the wall and see how that production works because, babe, that was crazy. It was crazy. Seeing the full scene and seeing that every girl had a hand in the final decision and that it wasn't just Leah was wow. Okay? And to be quite honest, Liv was the ringleader, not necessarily making the decision, but was the communicator for all the girls in this whole thing. And Liv was the only one that voted to save Andrea. Liv was. And Liv wanted to vote out Nicole. Not that she wanted to, but her pick was to vote out Nicole. The fact that this whole conversation circled around whether or not someone was here to play the game and was open versus someone who was not open anymore and was closed off. They felt like Nicole, because she was open and getting to know Miguel, even though she was somewhat attached to Kendall, meant that she was here for the right reasons and looking to find love. The fact that Andrea completely clipped off everyone and was like, I'm here for Rob and Rob only, and that's it. And she was closed off, made that an easier decision for the girls to get rid of Andrea versus Nicole. They were never going to get rid of Janae because they felt Janae had an ish in the stick. And they also was feeling like Kendall would have the ish end of the stick as well because he was the male Janae during this show. I just thought that was really interesting. I never thought that conversation was happening like that. But everyone had an equal part in saying how they felt. It's just that Liv was ringing everyone in so that, they could be a little bit more organized and come together and have a decision made. Leah also felt vindicated in this moment and got a little rah-rah, a little loud. Liv did too, to Rob, because it was a miscommunication. Look, we had heated emotions. Everyone was feeling some sort of way. And the key words that Leah was harping on was trying to take a back seat. And I don't even know if that is particularly accurate because I don't think anyone tried to take a back seat. I think everyone gave their opinion about it, but it definitely was not Leah get Andrea out here, get Andrea out here, get Andrea out of here. I don't want her. But that's how it was painted. And it was very, very interesting that Leah could be vindicated in this moment. And she was. And baby, she ate that up with a spoon. She ate it up with a spoon. And I was like, all right, sis, calm down. We get it. You weren't lying. And that's cool. But even in the heat of the moment, you did say what you did say about Rob. And you basically called him a pussy for crying or whatever the case may be. And Leah was like, well, who doesn't get overly emotional when your boo makes you upset or whatever, and you say things, unfortunately, you say things that you necessarily don't mean or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, okay, girl, I get it. Cool. And that's all of my notes. I didn't write anything else. I didn't write anything else. We didn't really hear from Connor. We didn't really hear from Thor. You know, we heard a little bit. So Coy spoke once. Hannah spoke once. Hakeem didn't speak at all. Andrea, we heard. Connor only talked about their bromances and their friendships. Cassidy said that her and what you call it, not Cassidy, not Cassidy. Sorry, Nigel. We didn't hear much from. Sydney, Josiah, Jalen, Jacoby, Ignacio, George. I don't recall seeing them. Destiny, Olivia, Liv. Dea said something. Catherine, I heard from her. Kane wasn't there. Sierra didn't speak as much, but she looks good. Um, Harrison, Harrison is the Thor dude. Harrison looked good. He looked good. I wonder if we didn't get to know if Sierra and Harrison were still together. Daniela didn't speak at all. Just by only thing she did was apologize to Kayla. I don't know. It was an interesting reunion. I felt like it could have been like a 10 if we would have heard from all those people I just mentioned, really. But I would give it like a 9. Like this reunion was really, really good. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought. I can't wait for Love Island season 7, to be honest. Like I can't wait. I would like for us to get some people in their like 30s though. Is it me or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Even though I was really invested, I mean, these kids kept me really invested, but I would love to see a version where they're in their 30s. That's just me. Anyways, leave your comment below. Let me know what you think. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Deuces.